After 8 years of marriage, Chris Pratt and Anna Faris have called it quits. Pratt shared the news on his social media accounts, writing, "Anna and I are sad to announce we are legally separating. We tried hard for a long time and we're really disappointed. Our son has 2 parents who love him very much, and for his sake, we want to keep the situation as private as possible moving forward. We still have love for each other, we'll always cherish our time together, and continue to have the deepest respect for one another." So what happened to drive one of Hollywood's funniest power couples apart? Career mismatch. When Pratt and Faris first got together, she was the movie star, while he was still working his way up the television ladder with his cheeky turn as Andy Dwyer on Parks and Recreation. Flash forward a few years, though, and their professional dynamics have totally flipped. Chris Pratt has become an A-list movie star with dual franchise work in Jurassic World and Guardians of the Galaxy, while Anna Faris has turned to television for her comedy series Mom. Pratt told GQ of the shift, "I've had those moments where I was like the guy holding the purse at events and people just looked right through me. Producers and studio people now who will come up to me and treat me the same way that they were treating Anna." Such a drastic adjustment may have become an issue for the pair, especially since a similar situation affected her previous marriage to actor Ben Indra. As Faris told Marie Claire, "My success kind of destroyed my first marriage. The divide became too great." Body shifts. Audiences may have been thrilled by Chris Pratt's Marvel superhero makeover, but his wife wasn't quite as enthused.
"It is super sexy, but he is also hungry."
Pratt said, "When I was overweight, I didn't feel too great about who I was, but she was so okay with it. I think that part of her is hedging her bets that one day I'll be fat again, and she'll say, 'Remember, honey, I always told you I preferred you this way.'" Once Pratt shaped up, sources claim that Faris started worrying a little too much about her own figure, which made some people concerned for her health. On her podcast, she admitted to being affected by the sudden attention to her appearance, saying, "I didn't want to think of myself as somebody that could be affected by tabloid shit. There was a picture of me walking alone on the beach." Aging Anna Faris, alone on the beach. Wandering eye? Cheating rumors are a dime a dozen when it comes to celeb couples, and they tend to ignore a lot of the tabloid tales. But Faris apparently had a hard time reconciling all the rumors with her at-home reality. She told Us magazine, "I had always kind of believed that part of the rumors of celebrity couples were sort of true because they had never been part of my life. I was like, oh, maybe there's a kernel of truth to that. It's been a little devastating because for us, it's like, what the heck? This has been blindsiding to us. We have an incredible relationship. It has been weirdly stinging." She added that the rumor that Pratt had hooked up with Passengers co-star Jennifer Lawrence in particular, quote, "stung a little bit harder than she expected." That might have had something to do with how intimate the set of their project ended up being.
Because we're essentially the only 2 people in the movie.
Right.
As we were working together in Atlanta, we just became fast friends.
The two also prepared for their sex scenes together by getting a little sloppy off camera.
Your primary goal is to make the other person comfortable.
Right.
And she wanted to have some wine, and so we did, and that was nice.
According to Pratt, Lawrence did her best to alleviate any tension with Faris right away. He explained, "Jen was like, 'Hey man,' and gave her this nice Dior handbag and called her and texted her and appeared on her podcast and stuff. It's like you just have to unweird the situation." Nevertheless, Faris admitted that the chatter was hard to tune out, saying, "I take pride in how great my relationship is with Chris." Having said that, of course, in this crazy world where he's off doing movies and I'm in LA raising our child, of course I'm going to feel vulnerable, like any normal human would. It did make me feel like, is public perception, even though it's false? Is there a grain of something? It made me feel incredibly insecure. As a result, some fans have been blaming Lawrence for Pratt's split from Faris, whether the two ever even got together or not. Family woes. According to TMZ, one major factor in Pratt and Faris' separation is the fact that she wanted more children, and he wasn't ready for that. The two share one son, 4-year-old Jack, but now that Pratt's a multi-franchise star, he wasn't sure he'd have time for more little ones. He admitted to Parade magazine in September 2016 that he'd been gone for over a year and intended to take 6 months off to spend time with his family. Shortly before their separation was announced, Faris hinted that fame was taking a toll on their family, telling people, "There are 2 different roles that you play, the one on camera and the one in public. That's the tricky part." Thanks for watching. Click the Nicki Swift icon to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Plus, check out all this cool stuff we know you'll love too.